One voice, one move, one spark. You were born to leave your mark.
Hey guys, welcome back to day 20 of Women's History Month, where there's 31 questions, 31 answers, and where I showcase 31 different women. And today's question of the day is, who was the first woman you remember admiring and why? Honestly, I could have gone through a whole bunch of plethora of women because there's women on both sides of my family, as far as also on my husband's side of the family. But if I really had to pick just one person, then I would actually pick my Grandma Green, which is my dad's mom. I actually did a whole podcast episode on her on Wednesday, so go back and check that out. But there's so much that happened to her in her lifetime. And you would have think she would have been a very bitter and very, like, really nasty person, but she wasn't. She was such a great woman. She has so much resilience. She had more resilience in her little pinky than most people have in their life. I remember anytime that my parents would go away, she would always come down. She always took care of us. Yes, I have great memories of my other grandmother on my mom's side, but she was the more prim and proper grandmother, whereas Grandma Green, she just rolled with it. I think it's because of what she had to go through in her life to where she is, and she adored my dad, which I have something in common with her because I adored my dad as well. So I cannot even imagine life without my grandmother, because my grandmother taught my dad so many amazing, amazing lessons in life. How to be resilient, how to be kind, how to help the fellow man even when you don't have anything. My grandmother, in the episode I tell you, but I'll just share it here, she was a domestic abuse survivor. She had lost 2 babies before the age of 2. And you know that's a parent's worst nightmare, is to lose a child. And also, later in her life, she was legally blind. But did that get her down? Nope, it did not get her down at all. Matter of fact, if anything, it encouraged her and it lifted her up. And it made her want to look out for everybody else in the family. So, with that said, I want to toss the question over to someone I met last year and I instantly clicked with. She is an amazing person, and I'm really honored that I'd asked her to do this, and then something happened, and you'll see in her video what happened. But I messaged her again and asked her, I said, hey, are you up to doing this? Because I totally get it if you weren't. But no, she came through in a clutch, and her story is so inspiring, and she's such a giving, inspirational person as it is, and I cannot wait for you to meet my friend Cassandra. So Cassandra, take it away.
Hi, I'm Cassandra Pickett Coaching. I'm a mental health therapist and mental coach for women who are working on boundaries and overfunctioning. All you self-help junkies who read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, probably are in therapy, don't realize you've outgrown it, and are ready for that next step. I'm so excited to talk about the woman I admire, who is my sweet mama. She passed away not quite 3 weeks ago, and she's been on my mind every morning when I wake up, all through the day, and every evening. And I've had so many memories flooding in of her, and watched old home videos, and just having that bittersweet moment through grief of having a lot of tenderness remembering her. So I want to share about her for Women's Month. And the thing I think I admire the most about my mom, well, she had the biggest and best sense of humor. She was so smart. She had the sharpest tongue, but so witty and funny with it. And then the thing I would like to say I admire the very, very most is that she was a woman who didn't self-abandon. So as a recovering people pleaser, it's so exciting to know I have her coursing through my DNA and watching over me and surrounding me, because she did not self-abandon. If she didn't feel it, she didn't say it. If she didn't want to go, she wasn't there. If she didn't like it, she told you. She just truly was an example of self-honoring before her time. There weren't Instagram reels and TikToks teaching her how to do it or promoting it or saying that's what was trending. In a world of people pleasers, she was like, nah, that's not for me. I honor what's true for me. And as we lay her to rest and her memory carries on. That's the thing I'd like to say, is that my mom self-honored, and she never encouraged self-abandonment. And I think that's something really awe-inspiring to remember this March.